What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to G-Ball Vision. Thank you for stopping in. Today we have a real exciting unboxing to dig into. Before we get started, double check and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I would love to have you here. And before you head out, do me a huge favor, hit the thumbs up button. I greatly appreciate it, everyone. It really helps get the videos pushed out there so more people can check them out. Feel free to let me know what you're carrying in your pockets today down in the comments. I love hearing from you guys each day and what you are carrying, so keep it up, everyone. So this is a knife that I am really excited about checking out, guys. I kind of started to cut it open already, and then I was like, well, let's go ahead and just film the entire thing because, well, why not, right? We haven't done that in quite a while. So we have a Vosteed coming in. Huge shout out to them for sending this in for us to take a look at. Got the nice big box here, which means we should be looking at something with a hard case, and typically that means something oh so good. Look at that. I say it every time, the best packaging in the game comes from Vosteed. You got a hard case here, and then inside is going to be a bunch of goodies. We got a patch, we have our knife, and we have a microfiber cloth. Awesome presentation from Vosteed. So we are taking a look at the new Vosteed Psyop, baby. And this is going to be the contoured edition, all coated. I am really excited about this thing. Perfectly centered up. We have all coated handle, titanium, and an all coated blade as well, all the hardware, and then we have some nice accents with kind of looks like a bronze, kind of bronzy, yeah, like a nice old-fashioned bronze look. Looks really good on the black. Let's take a look at the blade. Oh man, this is beautiful. Oh man. Full finger choil, going to get a very comfortable grip on this thing. Coming in L-Max too, I didn't know that. That is awesome. Look at that, L-Max. I love that Vosteed is using L-Max. We don't get to see it much, sadly, and it's a great steel. The other really cool feature about this knife, you know, aside from the beautiful drop point blade in L-Max, aside from the multiple opening methods with the cutout and the front flipper, the beautiful contoured titanium handles, this is going to be sporting their new top liner lock. It's newer, and this is a brand new model for Vosteed. I believe this is the newest model in their lineup. They just keep pumping them out, guys. I really commend them for keeping up with the big dogs, even as a small shop. I would say even more so Vosteed than some of the bigger shops out there. They keep putting new designs out. They keep, you know, doing version 2s and upgrading things, adding different locking mechanisms to other knives and adding different steels. It's awesome. Really cool. Vosteed is really doing a solid job using different locking mechanisms across the board. They got button locks. They got crossbar locks. They got the top liner locks, frame locks, liner locks. They just have a little bit of everything. Now, I will try to link these down below. I don't know if they're going to be in stock right now as of filming this, guys, but I will link them down below. That way you can head over and double check. I'm assuming most of you that wanted this got in on it, but I know there's people who probably wanted it and then missed out. Happens to me all the time. So I'll link it down there, and then that way you can at least get over there and double check. But knowing Vosteed, they might be out of stock right now, but they will be back in stock very soon. So we are looking at a nice milled clip here. Definitely a pronounced milled clip. They definitely leave that guy pretty long. Probably could have just kept this same shape and shrank it down, but not really a big deal. And that's probably going to provide a nice bit of retention in the pocket there. So we'll have a little bit poking out. Typical milled clip, probably going to be right around that 1/2 inch or under mark, which is perfect. We have actual hidden screws for the pocket clip, so that's going to look extremely clean in the pocket. Really, really nice. And then, yeah, it doesn't, so this is going to be right hand only for this model. There might be or come a time where they do a left-hand option as well with the filler tab. I'm not sure, why some models have it and some don't, but in the case of this one, it will be right-hand only. As far as the action, guys, it's if you've experienced their top liner lock, it's going to be just like the rest of them, but you get this really premium feel with the contoured titanium. It's just, this thing feels really good, and it's a really nice size as well. We don't typically check the size, but I'm really interested myself. So it's really not, I think it feels bigger than it really is. So we're looking at 2 7/8 of cutting edge. We're looking at to here just over 3 1/4, and to here just over 3 1/2, more like 3 5/8 to this little corner here. And then we're looking at 8 inches to this little tail down here. So it's 8 inches. I would definitely consider this a full-size knife. Definitely not a small or medium knife. I would say 8 inches is approaching that large to full-size folding knife for sure. 8 to 9 inches, I would definitely consider starting at 8 and going up. That's a full-size knife, and this definitely fits into that bill. People who can't carry something 3 inches and over are going to have trouble with this, even though it only has under 3 inches of cutting edge. The total blade length is still over that. Sad to say, that would probably prove to be trouble for people in those types of areas. So let's see what kind of edge they put on this LMAX. We'll give it a real test here with this horrible phone book paper. Let's choke up into that choil. Oh, yes. Ha ha ha. That is some good stuff right there. Tall tale sign, guys. If it can cut this stuff cleanly, and you guys can't feel it, but you can just tell. I've cut through 6 of these phone books easily in the last year, and you get a feel for stuff and how certain edges react to this phone book paper. And I've said it before, I've had knives that have a pretty good edge, have lots of trouble with this phone book paper. So when a knife can cut right through this like this, it has an extremely, extremely good edge on it. And this has a beautiful edge. So let's take a closer look at this thing. I'm not sure what kind of coating this is. I don't know if they're calling this, I don't know if it's a DLC finish. I'm not sure. Forgive me, this is just an unboxing. This is not a review of this knife. I'm not sure what the price is of this knife. I want to say I've heard like $250 or so. And if that's the case, based on the first impressions of this knife, I would say it is well worth that. In LMAX, in titanium, with a contour. Now, I believe they have some different versions of this. I believe they have uncontoured and contoured, and then I think the uncontoured version has texture. I went with this one. I prefer the contouring if I can, especially on titanium. I could see the milling pattern the flat version with the milling, I could see that being good too. But there's something about a slight contour with chamfered edges on a titanium handle that just feels really, really good in hand. And that is the case with this thing. I love that it has the full finger choil. You'll be able to get right up behind that edge for a ton of control. You'll be able to get right up on that nice drop point tip for more precise type cuts. And this thing actually doesn't have a massive blade stock. I would say it's actually kind of thin or about average, but it feels like it comes down really thin. This really reminds me of the original Nimble, the original Nimble drop point, kind of. It's what it kind of reminds me of. Very close, at least, anyway, with the full choil. I'm just talking about from here out. The Nimble has a slightly different drop point, but that's kind of what my mind wants to keep going to with this knife. As far as their top liner lock, which is basically it is a compression style lock. So if you're familiar with Spyderco, or at least heard of Spyderco, that is the lock that they created and made famous, but companies are now allowed to use that mechanism. They can't call it a compression lock, but they can use the mechanism now. It's available to anyone, and Vosteed said, we will do it. And have they ever done a phenomenal job with this thing and with that lock? What they've been able to do with it as quickly as they've been able to do it, they really, I'm telling you what, guys, if Vosteed keeps this up, what they've been doing over the last year or so, specifically over the last like 6 months, if they keep this up, they are going to be at the top. They keep putting out models like this and the RS Chaos and the Dachshund. I mean, they're going to just move right up there with the best of them. The Riots and the Best Tech, that type of level, because that's with their innovation, with the team of designers that they have there, they really have something special going on, and it doesn't look like they're stopping for anything. And then they got the new On Kilo coming out, which is their new pivot lock, which is a fantastic knife as well. They continue to be very impressive. I really like what Vosteed is doing. We can check this lock, but I don't think we're going to have any issues. Yeah, no issues, guys. One thing I do want to do before we go, I just want to look at it up against the Nimble. It's very... So the Nimble is going to be a shorter blade, but I think I nailed that pretty close. I said to myself while I was doing the video, boy, that looks like something I've seen. It's not an identical, shape, but it's very reminiscent of the Nimble. The Nimble's got a very unique drop point blade. But this is coming in really close. I really love the Nimble drop point blade. And that is a very close, little bit larger version of a Nimble blade. Just a little bit different on how the belly is acting from the choil. But this thing, guys, if you're looking for validation, you have it. If you didn't get it yet, you're going to be happy with this thing. I would say, if you buy knives in this price point, this is going to be a must-have. If you like the design and the compression style button lock, this is going to be a must-have. Just solid action. That reverse flick is absolutely money. Thumb flick is also really good. And then this front flipper tab just works really well. Really well. Really snappy. Very comfortable. Great blade shape. Great steel choice. Excellent fit and finish across the board. This thing is beautiful. Lots of milling in there for some weight relief. And it feels like a pretty substantial knife. It's not like ultra lightweight, but it definitely has, you know, it's got a little something, something to it. This thing is awesome. This might be my favorite Vosteed yet. It's been hard to knock the Chaos out, but this may knock the Chaos out as my favorite Vosteed. We'll see. Let me get over the, you know, the first impressions and the crush stage, because I thought the Dachshund would take over as number one, and it really is up there. This may ultimately take the cake, though, over the RS Chaos. We'll see. I love the RS Chaos, the way it's built, the size, the blade shape, but we'll see. The drop point here, the Psyop, might take it. You'll have to let me know, guys, what do you think of the new Psyop? I love hearing from you guys, especially on these newer knives. Let me know what you think of Vosteed as well and what they're doing and the direction they are heading. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, guys. I always appreciate that. If you're new here, we release videos just like this one every single day. Hit the subscribe button, ring the little bell. I would love to have you here. Otherwise, guys, I'll throw up a couple of new videos. Go check one of them out. Have yourself an awesome day. Thank you for watching. Catch you on the next one.